if you have questions, to raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. Coach will give us an opening statement, then we'll throw it open.
Yeah, sure thing. Trying to take a little bit of a step back and just think big picture about the opportunity our programs had the last two games, playing at Fog Allen and then playing here. Great experience for our players. Great experience for everyone affiliated with our program. Obviously, would have liked to perform better today. I think Kentucky did a great job of making us uncomfortable from the very beginning. Offensively, we struggled to really get into a flow and run offense. 23 turnovers that led to 33 Kentucky points. Obviously, it's going to be hard to stay within reach when that happens. So I thought in the first half, our half-court defense was actually pretty good. They scored a lot in transition off our turnovers. In the second half, they scored in every way possible. So we'll learn from it, and hopefully, I know we'll be a lot better because of these last two experiences going forward.
Any questions? Ben?
Mike, you mentioned them kind of making you uncomfortable. What specifically did they do defensively to kind of force some of those turnovers?
Well, I think it starts at the point of attack. I mean, Butler and Oweh are terrific defensive guards, and obviously we've got a really special guard in Keno Lilly. And Keno was efficient, offensively, but I think their pressure at the point of their defense, and then obviously Williams at the back end, I think made it hard on us. They were trying to, take us out of running our pin down action, our zoom action. They denied a lot of handoffs. We got a couple back cuts early, but it wasn't enough to loosen them up. So I think it starts with those three guys, but I think their entire team and then their scheme defensively deserves a lot of credit.
You guys were at only down 12. So what was the message to you guys to try and come back out and capitalize on what was a relatively small deficit at the time?
Yeah, we thought and I think we had 14 first half turnovers, down 12 here. Not bad. And that's what I thought. I thought our half court defense was actually okay. They scored a lot off our turnovers in the first half. We had a couple bad gambles. Obviously, we press, most of the game, the entire game. I thought we risked a little bit too much too often in the first half that led to some points for them. So our message was like, hey, if we can take care of the ball and continue to guard in the half court, we can work ourselves back into the game. And then obviously the second half didn't start very well, and I called a quick timeout, and they were ready, Kentucky, to play. And it's impressive to watch what they've done in such a short amount of time with so many new players. How cohesive they are and how they share the ball. I mean, 18 assists for them against only 5 turnovers. It's super impressive to see.
Who else? Questions? Yep.
Mike, Kentucky shot from 36% from 3 tonight, 10 of 28. They had struggled from 3-point range in recent games, but obviously one of the calling cards for the team, the personnel is shooting from deep. So just curious, based on scouting film, how are you guys going to kind of approach that defensively tonight in terms of maybe, I don't know if there was any willingness to let them shoot a couple more just because of those recent struggles, or how do you just approach that on a defensive game plan?
Yeah, so I mean, when you have forwards, centers, whatever you want to call Williams and Garrison, who can pass the way they pass, you kind of have to pick your poison in some regards. So there were some shots we were willing to give up. They made a couple of them. Carr and Oweh specifically. Those guys are so good in so many ways. You got to kind of pick your poison in some ways. I think their offense is built to attack the paint, draw help, and then make the kick out. And defensively, we've actually been really good at not letting teams take threes this year. We're one of the better ones in the country. But we had to help more off dribble drives and post ups. We doubled the post a little bit early. Robinson hits the shot off the kick out. So we helped more on dribble drives, post ups, and cuts, and gave up some of those threes. So they probably missed some that they felt they could have made. And it's a hard team to guard.
Coach, I know it's still early in the season, but you mentioned you had a chance to play both 2 top 10 programs in Kansas and Kentucky. Any specific differences between the two that really stand out to you?
Rupp is bigger than Allen Fieldhouse. Yeah, I mean, it's just like growing up, the son of a coach, and loving this game from an early age. It's a blessing for me to be able to coach in those two venues, for our players to experience playing in these two venues. I think both teams are super experienced, really well coached. I think it all starts with how you're going to defend the post when you play Kansas. Here, I think a lot of it is how you're going to guard their constant movement and motion. So I think both teams have a chance to have really good years. And for our program specifically, we obviously hit a little bit of adversity in each game. And I think you respond best when you face adversity, and we'll respond as we go into Ivy League play.
Any other questions? Anyone else? Not, thanks very much, Coach.
Guys, I took a little bit longer than normal to get out because I'm trying to keep you guys out of the club. I know you guys are headed right to the New Year's festivities, so I'm trying to keep you safe. Okay? This could be a 4-hour press conference because I'm keeping the guys in the locker room until we get done. I'm not doing that. Where's Gary? Gary? Hey, can I just say, man, congratulations. You're retiring today? Friday? Congratulations, man. I'm a huge fan. What you've done is super cool. Like, that's very cool. And I've told you guys this, but the people that dedicate their life to sharing these kids' stories and the stories of sport to the whole world, it's a place where all of us find inspiration and example, and super great for you, man. That's cool. So now you can be at every game. Yeah? Come on. Let's go. All right. Congratulations. That's super cool. It really is. I'm really happy for you. Congratulations, Brown. Terrific team. They're going to really be a big-time problem in the Ivy League. They have terrific talent. Mike does an unbelievable job coaching that crew. We have a ton of respect for what they've done. They've already posted huge wins this year, including a big-time overtime home win against Rhode Island, and they gave Kansas all they could handle for a half, and it's a good team, and they have really good kids, and they're doing a great job. I was proud of our guys today. I was proud of us kind of ringing the bell defensively. It was really important to us, minus some letdowns on the glass. I thought the guys were stellar. It was our season high in deflections, which is really important for us. Our percentages challenging shots were really good, and I think our guys had fun tonight. And I told the guys I just don't think there's anywhere else in the world where you get to walk in on New Year's Eve at 2:00 and have every single have 20,500 people packed in there to watch you play a mid-major team. It just is incredible, and so grateful to all of BBN. Take questions. Gary, you got the first one. Now, here's the deal. I'm not going to be honest with any of you guys, but I will answer you this is your one shot, baby. 100% transparency.
I guess about the start, a little rusty coming out. Did you feel like it was just a matter of them kind of settling into a pattern and the shots would start to fall?
Yeah, it's I'll tell you, it's like Lee, have we ever lost? I don't think I've lost going into Christmas since I think Lee left, but since maybe my first year. That might be wrong. My first year at UVU might have been the last time I lost going to Christmas. It's the worst. It's miserable. But our guys handled it great, and so I think they were. I thought we were brilliant to start the game defensively. We just turned the ball over 3 times in the first, the first 90 seconds, and then from then on, the guys' ball protection was elite. I think we finished with 4, right? Did we finish with 4 or 5? The 5 turnovers, which is, I think, ties our best, or maybe one better than our best this season. So I think they were motivated by aggressiveness. The first one was Andrew Carr comes up with a huge steal early in the possession, and he's racing down the floor and wants to advance it to Jackson. Jack's not looking, and he kind of got held up. But I was actually really proud of how the guys came out. I was really proud of their focus and not swinging too wide on the defensive end. But they were really focused, and I thought that was great.
Mark, at this point in the schedule, how challenging is it to maybe teach energy coming off of a game like that at MSG?
I think it's such an important part of what we do, and it's something that we're gonna, that just doesn't happen. Like that's something that you pay a ton of attention to and you really focus on. And so it's something that we do with our guys on an individual level by sending them positive or negative clips at 2:00 in the morning, or putting your arm around them at halftime, or laying into them in the locker room, after one of the guys falls asleep at a film session. That's never happened with us this season. And so I just think it's teaching your guys how to cull the energy out of their teammates, right? Like, how do they talk to their teammates? What do they see? It's no different than kind of anything in life that's hard and demanding and arduous and full of stress and pressures. You're trying to tap into every possible way to find energy, and our guys are good at it. Like, we're pretty good. We're not flawless in that area, but we're pretty good, and I think we have a chance to get better.
Mark, I think Jackson said the phrase ball screen defense about 15 times when we talked to him yesterday. Just how far has that come in the last week or so? And then you mentioned the deflections. What was the number today? And what kind of led to that being the highest?
I think I don't know how we finished. I know at one point in the second half we were at 23, which is really good for us to get there in the second half. And we, there was probably, we had a couple days was basketball all day long. And so I think there was probably some point during the last week where all of our guys were struggling to remember if there was anything involved in the game of basketball except for ball screen defense. We repped and to our guys' credit, they really worked on it. And we still have, it's going to be, the greatest players in the world are trying to figure out how to guard ball screens in different scenarios. So this is going to be an ongoing process, but I was incredibly proud of our guys, the way they managed it tonight. I thought it was elite. I thought their communication was terrific on the defensive end. And then when we did make some mistakes on cutters away from ball screens, I thought our guys did a great job with hands, kind of helping each other. We had one play in particular, actually, I'll bring up. It was really exciting for me. It was in the second half, early in the second half, and one of the things we've been talking about is we try and keep ball screen defense a 2-on-2 endeavor as much as we can, because we want to stay with shooters, and in response to some struggles we've had, we've been trying to incorporate those other three players to still be with shooters, but to be really help early recovery in a bunch of different scenarios. And so Andrew Carr actually was on the right side of the floor. Ball screen was happening on the left side of the floor, and he actually it was an OKC action, it was a Spain action where it's a ball screen and a back screen, and so the roll had kind of come open a little bit early, and Andrew came all the way to tag along the baseline, did it really early, was there early, got a little tag, and then raced out to be there on the catch and came up with a deflection, almost came up with a steal, like a pick six steal, and it would have been a pick two steal, but maybe a pick and one steal. But it's little moments like that where like, okay, we're cooking, like we're getting better, right? That's all we care about. Can we get better? And these guys did.
Coach, it seems like you tried a lot of different lineups, went pretty deep in your bench, with Kerr still out. But what did you learn about those guys and those rotations and lineups before you head into conference play? It seemed like you were trying a lot of different stuff up there as far as lineups and depth goes.
Yeah, we're putting different guys together. Just trying to figure out how they feel. We spent a lot of time in practice this week with Ansley and Andrew on the floor together, and with Andrew and BG on the floor together, and Ansley and Amari on the floor together. And so that mix up of bigs, I think there's some space in us to make us look different. I thought, the one thing I learned is that, the TP is going to keep working into these minutes at the point, and he's going to keep getting more and more comfortable. Like for him right now, he's actually he's got so much more to his game than we're probably seeing in the limited minutes he's had so far, because he's still trying to just get over the newness of it. But as he settles in, and he's going to settle in under fire, but as he settles in, he's going to be very, very, very serviceable, giving us some minutes to the point. And Colin Chandler is made just insane amount of progress on the defensive end. Like, it's brilliant. He was really good defensively tonight. He was really good off 2 feet tonight. He was really good as a playmaker tonight. So, and then, you know, Trent Noah, the thing I learned about Trent Noah, he's just verified it again, is if we ever need a three, I just need to sub him into the game and let him shoot it. Because he does not need any warm-up time. He's just going to come bang one or two. And so we're learning a lot about how the guys fit together. You know, Kobe, I thought, you know, I mean, a lot of kudos defensively, but I thought Kobe was elite defensively. Like, he did a lot of make-up ability plays tonight, where he kind of came and blocked a shot late or stripped somebody late, kind of in a ball screen or a penetration rotation. I thought he was really good. So, you know, him. We kind of were playing with the numbers for a long time, and there were some interesting things we learned about when him and Otega are on the floor together that we're trying to figure out what that means. And so a lot. We're digging into all of it.
Coach, you mentioned the 5 turnovers in the game today. 18 assists to 5 turnovers might be one of the best margins of the season. Can you just speak to the team's cohesion, especially now looking like halfway point of the season in confidence play, and what that's going to mean going forward?
Yeah, it means everything for us. It's you know, you look at a lot of numbers on the stat sheet that are important to us, but this assist turnover is really, those numbers, because they're just a manifestation of if we're playing right on the offensive end, and the turnover number is an indication of if we're giving ourselves a real chance to guard on the defensive end. So those two numbers loom large for us. They're really important, and if we could stay above a 3-1 as a team, I'll be elated. We'll have a chance to win a lot of games.
And Mark, something about voice holds out. I think you referenced the upcoming SEC could be a bloodbath. What's it going to take to survive that race, and how important is it holding serve at home every time?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's you know, every game is gonna, you're gonna walk in and it's gonna feel like a toss up, and I think when you have that, it's gonna be it's gonna end up with, what does your team's execution look like how capable are you of communicating on the floor and executing on the floor, and then I think it's gonna come a lot down to resolve, like how much frustration are you capable of enduring, like where is your emotional reservoir at. Like, I know that sounds like soft skills, but it's actually defining features of great games. And so it's you know, it's going to have a little bit of an NBA feel where you can't get too high or too low, because you don't have time to emotionally rehab from letting yourself be devastated or elated, because you know, you play the number 3 team in the country, and 2 days later you're going on the road to play the number 1 team in the country, and then you're playing the number 10 team in the country, and so it's I think it's going to be a matter of just those two things, right? It's like, where are you on the execution scale, and you know, where on that durability scale, right? And those are going to matter.
One more in the back.
Hey, Mark, back here in the center. When you saw Caden and Jasper out there on center court at a point, what did you say to them, and what did it mean to see them tonight?
I'm allowed to talk about this, right? For sure. Yeah. Okay. Phew, I was getting nervous. The rules are changing all the time. I was hyped. So the truth is, you know, I'm the last person to know anything. Actually, I'm pretty, like, I only know a lot about very few things. And so I'm in the timeout talking to the staff, and I looked up, and those two kids are standing at their center court. And I got so excited. It was the first time I'd seen them on the court together. And definitely the first time I'd seen them on the court in Rupp with the joint filled. And I was just like, oh, this is going to be so fun. Like, not even containable. Those two guys are going to be incredible. They're going to work some real magic in this building, and I can't wait to get them here on the court in uniform. They're two beautiful, beautiful kids that are really, really talented and great competitors, and it's going to be fun to watch them grow. Super excited about those guys. Okay, Gary, congratulations. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's go.
When I practiced well, I feel like we did a great job. We can always get better, especially going into the tougher games. So.
You talk about the tougher games, obviously SEC all the way through from now on. What are you maybe most excited about SEC play? Obviously coming a long way from the CAA.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the new gym, going to different sections, just seeing there, just the crowd. I feel like SEC has the best fan base across every school, so I feel like every away game is going to be crazy, and every home game is obviously being crazy for the non-conference as well. So
Mark, Brown's very solid on their teams. How long did you see that?
I mean, they was always there regardless. Even the guards, the point guards, that's why we couldn't inbound the ball this quick, because we knew that they were pressing up football. So just keeping them off the glass and making sure we protect the ball once we do have it, so we don't turn it over. I feel like those are two things we couldn't.
What's some of the challenges of trying to rebound route right now? It's a little bit smaller like that. Is there something to it? Thinking about the boards?
I would just say keeping the ball high, because you have a lot of the smaller teams to kind of tip the ball up and get a lot of hands if you bring it down. So they didn't do that quite much today. I feel like they kind of just not moved out, moved this out of the way, but in a better position. So just something that's something.
How important is energy for you guys? Hope talked about you guys kind of live off energy and how important.
I mean, energy, that's always going to be the deciding factor of what happens. I feel like we feel like the Ohio State game wasn't that much energy, and even if there was, it wasn't until late. So just making sure we have that from the start of the game, starting out the game with energy.
Do you feel like you have to do something extra after a game like that to bring things up energy-wise?
Not really. I feel like we just kind of had to hear about it and see things and feel what kind of didn't go our way, but we had to change things. I feel like once we speak about it once for this team, it's not really a problem again. So hopefully that's something that is No, I got a few hours to think about it.
Is there one or two things that you think you need to really move on for SEC play?
I would just say being ready for the physicality, finishing up the bigger bigs. I know that there's a lot of guys out there, 250 plus. It's going to be a battle down there for sure. So, just making sure that they're ready for that task.
It's far from a complete season, far from a complete team right now. What do you want to see here step up as you enter?
I would say our physicality as a team, like we come out, that teams in the past we have tried to put off our spot. If you just stick to what we do, don't kind of shy away from it, I feel like we'll be the success rates we have with this game.
What kind of defensive mindset for you brought them to a season mode?
We knew that they was great offensively. We thought that 3-point shooters, number 10 is a great 3-point shooter, number 3. And just, 22 is a force number though too. So just knowing that we had to slow them down and just, work on the things we've been working on the past week, on the more defense, full switch defense. I feel like that was a big part. So, just working on those teams, that's something we really wanted to this game.
Coach, really hard on that place where you guys all ran on the past 2 days. Can you walk us through specifically what the past couple practices have been? Yeah. Just a lot of that.
The first day back, I think we had a 40-minute practice, so 25 to 30 minutes, which was literally us guarding the scout team and pushing defense. We did the same thing the next day, so it was something we emphasized about it. I feel like it showed today. It's going to get better.
Pope's talked about the shot volume needing to pick up. What is your role as a playmaking big to kind of create those shots for other people to get that number up?
I mean, just setting screens, making sure I get my guys in the all the time, and just finding them in the right pockets. And just giving them the confidence to shoot. Some guys 10 shots down, like, if it's not an open shot, they feel like they're not going to make it. But, hearing me and BG and the other guys around the team saying shooting confidence, I feel like that's a big thing.
A lot of big smiles over there when BG knocked down his 3.
Yeah.
Have you guys been kind of prompting him to take that when he's open?
I mean, yeah, every time we see him open, we think he's going up. And, he's been working on it a lot since the summer, so we're happy to see it finally dropping the games. Hopefully it makes the season.
Work week, and whether it should be or not for anybody after you get beat like that, especially with that extended of a layover between games, you're just ready to get back on the court again. But I feel like we've been very focused, very competitive. We had a lot of high intensity practices, a lot of good on good in practice. So I feel like that our competitiveness really just grew this week, and we were eager to get back on the court. But like you said, a lot of ball screen, a lot of defensive shell stuff. But I think it really paid off today.
You got Florida on Saturday, the SEC schedule. That's a gauntlet. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. We focus on every game the same. Every game that we play is the most important game we're going to play. But when you get an undefeated Florida team to come in here, like that's pretty pretty good to have that opportunity. So I think we're excited about it. We'll get focused, get ready for it, and we're ready to go.
What's your dad been telling you from home and from Wayne? I see him sometimes he gets to see here about you playing everything.
Yeah, he's always telling me to be aggressive. Just play how I always play, but just kind of keep playing the right way. That's the main thing he's always been about. Is just play the right way. And he's more focused on the defense. He wants me to play aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, make plays, and just kind of be good on the defensive side of the ball. So that's what he's been telling me.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
We a lot of the guys on the team actually we talked about it, and a lot of them were to do with the Bible, just reading the Bible more, getting more. Whether it was read the full New Testament, Old Testament, or just read a verse a day, we've kind of been committed to that. So I think that's what a lot of ours will be.
Just mentioned defense. What was the defensive mindset into this game? Like, held them to season low 54 points for you guys. What was the mindset heading into this one?
Yeah, like I said, just be aggressive and stick to what we do. You know, we have a lot of things we really emphasize in pregame and game plan, so just kind of doing those. And I feel like we did a pretty good job of that tonight. And when we didn't, Amari came in there and cleaned it up for us. That's something that can change a game. You know, he had a couple plays where him or BG flew in from the backside, blocked shots. Kobe was at the bottom getting steals or block shots. So those are just things that even when the defense breaks down, can still fix you. So that was really good tonight.
Coach Moak talked about his confidence in you moving forward, being able to give these quality minutes. How much more confidence do you have playing this position now that, say, when we tip the season off?
Yeah, a ton more for sure. You know, it's a grind. Whatever you're doing in college basketball, it's a grind. So just kind of getting to go in there, compete against great defenders every day, compete on the defensive side of the ball every single day, just coming in and kind of getting more comfortable in our role and being able to play the position and give good minutes when I get in there.
Obviously, it's maybe been a little bit slower than maybe some people expected, but how nice is it to see you guys really getting a lot more minutes, a lot more shots up, and things like that later on in the season? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, to be able to go out there. I love watching him shoot the ball. I mean, I get to watch him every single day go out there, get up 300 shots, make 300 shots every day. So just kind of see that work come to fruition for him is really fun. And then for me as well, just get to go out there and make plays and just have some fun on the court. Obviously, heading into SEC play on Saturday, what are you maybe most excited about with an uptick in competition? Yeah, it's always exciting. I've watched SEC basketball for forever. So to be able to be a part of it is something that I'm excited for, and I'm excited for our team to get to go face that challenge. It's a completely different game whenever you're playing against SEC teams. Every single night, there's no rest, no off day. So to be a good challenge, I think we're ready for.
You said it's different. What's different about it?
About SEC play?
Yeah.
Well, this year especially, just the competition every night. Like you might have a night during non-conference that some more guys get some more minutes, but every single play matters in SEC play, and just kind of the competitiveness of it. The slogan is it just means more, and it really does. Every game is somebody that you really don't like, so you want to go out there and take advantage of all the opportunities and win every game possible. Do you have maybe a team New Year's resolution, or do you have a personal one? Yes, sir. Thank you. Now we kind of went through them the other day. I think the consensus, a lot of guys had a pretty similar one. Get more in the Bible, like something to do with the Bible, whether it's reading a verse a day, trying to get through the New Testament or Old Testament in the year, something like that. So I feel like those were good resolutions. And there's some, we're a good group of guys. So I think we're going to hold each other accountable for them. So those will be good for us. Any on-court ones? Not really. We try to stay away from the on-court ones. We mainly focus on the off-court ones. We might have to focus on the on-court ones in the locker room recently.
How do you handle the hope? Give you voice a shot. How do you handle the not getting frustrated when you may only get a minute or two here and there, trying to make sure you don't try to do too much while you're out there? Yeah, just try to play the game the right way and do the things we focus on in practice. It's easy. We've got a great group of veteran guys that can really just kind of help with that. They've been in the situation I'm in or that our rookies are in. So just kind of going out there and doing what I can to contribute to the team and ultimately try and get a win for us. Is the game slowing down?
I think it is for sure. It's I feel like I've made a lot of strides just going against Lamont every single day in practice. That's huge. Having to guard him every single day. The defensive side of the ball I think is slowing down for me a little bit. But yeah, also on offense it's really slowing down for me.
What's been the biggest thing as far as the transition goes to the role you have now?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of differences. I think just trying to make the right play, not do too much, but also be aggressive. I think something I was struggling with or had been struggling with was not being aggressive enough. So I'm coming in and maybe giving the defense a little bit too much of an easy path or giving them a break. So something I'm trying to do is just come in and be aggressive, play my game, make plays for myself and for teammates to keep the defense honest when I'm in there.
When was the last time you didn't start for your team, play major minutes for your team? Ever?
It's been a while for sure. Yeah, maybe ever. So yeah, it's definitely a different environment for sure. But it's been a lot of fun. We got a lot of great guys that make us feel like we're ready when we go in there, and we're confident in ourselves. So it's good to have a team like that.
What do you feel like this team has learned about each other as non-conference play closes and you start SEC competitions?
I think we've learned that everyone has each other's backs through a couple of the scuffles we've had and also the adversity we've had. And I think one of the main things is just how much we want to win and represent ourselves and each other well in the University of Kentucky and the jersey we wear well. I think the 10-day break we had after the loss to Ohio State really was hard. I mean, it's a terrible way to go into Christmas break. So I think those 10 days we had a chance to kind of learn about each other, learn what was good in our hearts, and come out and put together a good game.
You mentioned Lamont. How much better of a player does that make you when you get to go up against a guy like that head-to-head every day in practice?
Yeah, it's a complete transition. I mean, it makes me such a better player. Anybody going against Lamont Butler makes him a great player. But just to be able to go against him and learn from him, like you're playing, and obviously he might beat you on a couple plays, rip you, but just getting better, trying to minimize those, and then just asking him questions, figuring out what he knows about the game. I mean, he's played 5 years of college basketball, played in the national championship game. He knows a lot about the game of basketball and college basketball, so just trying to learn anything I can from him.
How often did he pick your pocket early on?
I don't want to say too often. I think early on I was getting rid of it a little bit too quick. So now it's kind of been transitioned to that, being more aggressive, kind of going at him a little bit. So I think I've limited the pickpockets a little bit lately.
You guys had seen when they put you in early, you missed a couple threes there. What did it feel like to finally get one to go through tonight and some of that in-game action?
Yeah, no, it felt good. It always feels good to make a shot out there. Just like I said, just trying to stay aggressive. All of us, that's the main thing when we come in, just staying aggressive, playing our game, taking shots, making shots. So yeah, it felt really good to have one go down tonight.
The coach talked about the importance of having you out there and talked about the importance of the role you're going to have to play, especially with Kerr out, SEC play coming ahead. What do you feel like you have to improve on the most in this role that you're kind of being pushed into right now?
Yeah, I think just being comfortable running the offense, and then also defensively is a huge thing. Just being able to defend. We've got great coaches, great player development guys that have worked with me a ton on that every day before, after practice. We're in there working on it. So I feel like I've made huge strides in that, and just being aggressive. I think aggressiveness can kind of put out any flaws you have. So just being aggressive and trying to make great plays.
Has it been everything you expected?
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. There's not many places you can go. Actually, there's probably no places you can go and have a 2 p.m. New Year's Eve game with 20,000 people in there. It's unlike any other place you could be at. So it was a lot of fun for sure.
What would you say you learned the most about this team through non-conference play?
Like I said, there's a lot of things that we've learned. I'm going to go back to what I said. I think we've learned that we have each other's backs and really how much we all want to win. And another thing that I think kind of came out tonight that we've been talking about recently is just there's not many more games we get to play together. Like the max it could be is 30 more games. So just kind of taking advantage of that, knowing that we love the guys we're playing for, the guys we're playing with, and just kind of taking advantage of that every night.
What kind of?
We attacked out of that, and really got some good stuff. Really.
How important was ball screen defense and just defense in particular today, especially in that second half?
Yeah, we've been really working on that. Really been trying to get a whole lot better. From our last game, every day at practice, we've been working a long time at that, and so it was, super proud of the guys. I think, all across the board, the guards, the bigs, everybody trying to do their job better than we had been doing it in the past, and so you really saw that today, and a lot of deflections, a lot of turnovers, and so I was really impressed.
Coming off that Ohio State game, this past 10 days, the game probably comes in a lot of just lifting yourself back up, coming out here with energy tonight. The game, what's the last non-conference?
You want me to hold BBN?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, BBN. Let her stand. Come on, you come up here. Introduction. This is important. This is my fiance, Genevieve. We got engaged over Christmas break.
Yes.
And she's the best. She keeps me steady and, is my rock. So she is awesome and welcome BBN. You now know my fiance.
So happy to be here. Hi, everyone.
Was it
I'll give him back. I'll give him back.
Was it an immediate yes, or did you have to think about it?
Yes, no thinking. No thinking. Yeah, he did great.
Sweaty with ball screens.
Yes. Andrew, what was it like too having your sister announce that she was going to be coming to Lexington? Well, on the family note.
Oh man, it's awesome. You know, definitely, you know, trying to I have 1 year left here being a Wildcat, and so really wanted to be all in everything that I was doing, and so fell in love with BBN and being able to kind of shed some light on that to my sister as well, and so when she was able to make her own decision to come here, she was super excited to be able to, you know, be able to be here in January and be around. Well, you know, the Cars are Wildcats forever now. We got multiple here, so it's really cool.
So she was the real reason I wanted you here. Right?
That's right. That's right.
You guys have SEC play now. The non-conference portion is wrapped up. What do you look forward to the most as you guys enter conference play?
Yeah, you know, I'm just super excited about the gauntlet that we have in front of us. You know, the league is super talented. And for us to be as prepared as we possibly can to go out there and win a national championship, you know, I think that's what this league is going to prepare us to do. I think no nights off and being able to bring crazy intensity, you know, each and every game, and you're going to get different looks from top to bottom of the league. You know, not everybody plays the same, and so it'll be super fun to be able to see our team grow throughout that.
How important was it to not only come off that last loss with more intensity,
Yeah.
but go into this SEC schedule?
Yeah, super important. I think for us, we wanted to recover a lot. You know, take a couple days, try and digest what Ohio State was, and be able to really put that into move on from it, trying to put that into practice, and really had some really good intense practices where we got better. And so, you know, I think for us in a couple of our games, we came out a little bit slower in the first half, responded in the second half. So, you know, it's always something we're thinking about, trying to figure out better ways to be on top of it. And so we're really looking forward to be able to do that in SEC play and, you know, find out more about what this team has.
You guys that second and one that you had was kind of the catalyst to starting that energy today. How did you kind of see yourself, I guess, as a lightning rod there, and to be able to tell your guys, like, hey, let's pick things up?
Yeah, super, you know, it was really trying to play with as much confidence and be as aggressive as possible early in the game. And so, you know, I kind of had it going a little bit in the first half. And so a lot of my teammates did a great job finding me and being able to make plays. And, you know, I'm usually not as vocal and emotional, try to stay as even keeled as possible. So in those moments where, you know, you're able to kind of spark something within the team, you know, it's really great to be able to kind of be a part of that.
What have you gotten better at?
All the time, you know, I think that when we're flying around, we're a really hard team to beat. And then personally, you know, the whole team we all made sure that everybody had their own New Year's resolution so we can keep everybody else accountable to that in the locker room. And so mine was just being better financially, being able to make sure I'm doing everything off the court, putting things where they're supposed to be to try and, you know, save some money. So.
And then obviously starting on Saturday, conference play all the way through. What are you looking forward to most playing in your first and only year in the SEC?
I'm super excited just about the talent level of the league this year. You know, every team is really good, and so we're gonna have unlimited big time games, so for say. So I'm just super excited to be able to challenge ourselves and have a great SEC year.
Have you always been comfortable shooting threes, or is that something you've had to grow into?
Yeah, no, I definitely have been comfortable shooting threes. I think for me, the uncomfortableness was just was being able to find a great shot. I think for me, my mindset and the way I'm thinking about the game a lot of times is trying to get the best possible shot. And so the uncomfortableness is shooting a transition at 26 on the clock or something like that. For me, it hasn't always been, or the team looked at it as, you know, a great shot. And so I'd say that's probably where the more uncomfortableness comes from, because Coach Pope tries to, you know, that's a great shot for us. So just being able to get comfortable with that more.
Coach Pope talked about playing some different combination of big men down low.
Yeah.
He talked about playing you with BG a little more, playing Ainsley with, you know, Amari a little more. What are your thoughts on that, and what have you guys seen within those different combinations?
Yeah, they're great. Both of those guys bring a lot to the table for us offensively and defensively. I think being able to mix it up also helps us. BG gets to stretch the floor a little bit, and he looks super comfortable and confident shooting those threes as well. So that adds another layer. Being able to play with bigs that can do that, and then Amari just being super physical and being able to play. Did a great job defensively tonight too. So I think being able to mix and match those just is a game plan nightmare. I think for the other team, being able to kind of adjust to the strengths that everybody brings.
I know ball screen defense was a huge emphasis ever since Christmas, really. How far do you think this team has come in that week, and how important is that to kind of start taking care of that right now?
Yeah, it's really important. I think Coach Pope and the staff does a great job of making us see numbers and percentage and things like that, the analytics, but then also translating that into just feel of what's going on in the game. And so the numbers were telling us in a lot of our Power 5 games, we've been doing an unbelievable job defensively, taking away catch and shoot threes, and a lot of times it just boiled down to pick and roll defense for those big time games. And so for us, we knew that was an area of growth, and so at Ohio State we saw that as well, and so I think for us, that week was really important, and we did a really good job of getting better. I think with the bigs and with the guards, I think everybody had things that we needed to continue to get better at to make sure that we were doing what we were supposed to do, and I think we've come a long way.
I feel like a lot of us were focused on the offense in the offseason,
Yeah.
preseason, how you all needed to be on the same page there, the way Coach Pope plays. But I mean, obviously defense is just as important. I imagine it's just as big to be on the same page there, right? And it's just as hard.
Yeah, no, definitely. We certainly have some amazing individually talented defenders, and that always helps. But I think you're going to be your best. It's a team game, offensively and defensively, and so when you're the most connected and together, you look the best defensively, just as you would offensively. So.
And I imagine that it's a whole team full of new guys.
Sure.
It takes time.
For sure, it does, definitely. And you kind of be able to learn tendencies of your teammates and things like that, where you think you know that they are struggling, where you need to help, versus sometimes where you don't, versus the other teams that all these guys have been on, where it might be different. So.
Andrew, I meant to ask you if you have any New Year's resolutions.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about that, about being able to kind of split up and be more specific with my finances. That's what I'm going to try and do. Yeah, I have some things I want to save for, and so been trying to lock in and be more specific with that.
You already bought that ring, so you should have some money left.
That's right. That's part of it. That's part of it. Got to try and divvy up and make sure that I'm doing it the right way. So.
Did you tell Travis to shave his mustache?
No. I don't know if I should out him like this, but I think he forgot to put the guard on. He didn't want to do it, but he messed it up. And then once you mess up a mustache, man, it's all got to go. So I don't know. I kind of just exposed him like that, but he'll be all right.
Well, it seemed to work out for him. He came out and hit his second season. Just what do you think of his progression so far to this point?
Yeah, I mean, he's been awesome. He's such a great teammate. He comes ready to go every day. I think for him, he's trying to adjust, being able to play super hard defensively, and then also be able to play offensively as well. I think when anybody gets to college, that's one of the biggest adjustments, is just how much mental and physical I don't even know what I'm trying to say, just like how much energy that requires, offensively, mental energy even. So I think he's been doing a great job of trying to continue to get better, get his feet under himself, and he's a big part of this team, and he helps us a lot.
What could you say about getting your sister to come and play here?
Oh man, it really wasn't. She made her own decision. You know, I think she obviously got to see it firsthand with me, the Big Blue Nation and everything like that. I had obviously amazing things to say about Kentucky, but she made her own decision to be able to come here. I think she's going to do a great job. She's super excited to come and contribute. The history of volleyball here has been really great, especially the last couple of years. Coach Skinner's done a really great job, so I'm super excited for her, and she'll be here in a couple of weeks and be able to come to some games and everything like that, which will be really cool for my family.
So who would win if you guys had to switch places? Who would be the better baller?
I mean, I think it would be. I have to say myself, right? I think so.
Volleyball player.
Yeah, right.
Probably an advantage.
Yeah. Would you play volleyball better than she would play basketball?
Probably. I don't know. I can jump and touch like 11, like 5 or something like that. So I think that would be pretty good. You know. We got long arms. It helps.
All right.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andrew.